your face.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Uncommon Sense with Jose Negron. Now, for the benefit of those of you who are not familiar with this channel or watching this channel for the first time, the reason why it is called Uncommon Sense because here on this platform we discuss everyday issues where we try to find logical solutions. But not everyone uses logic. For that reason, it is called Uncommon Sense. I want to let everybody know that I'm currently live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. And of course, the subscriber mode has been enabled for 5 minutes, meaning if you're not subscribing and if you wish to enter a comment in the chat, you will need to have subscribed to the channel. I also have another channel called Latina Diaspora where I discuss issues pertaining to Latinos residing in the United States. There is a link to that channel in the description. As always, I want to give a huge shout out to all those who have already subscribed to the channel, whether you've been there from the very beginning or just recently joined. I really appreciate your continued and loving support. I also want to give a huge shout out to all those who follow me on social media, as well as those who allow me to enter into your devices and those who watch from the clouds, even the haters. Oops. So, therefore, what I'm going to ask you to do, if you have not done so, I'm going to ask you to please subscribe, like, and set the bell notifications on. So, therefore, whenever I do produce content, you will have the opportunity to catch it live or catch it on the playback. So tonight episode, the topic will be who are the emotionally immature. So we will discuss who they are. Okay. But of course, before we get into the main topic, um, we're gonna have a moment of in my words. But before that, we're gonna have another episode of what the heck is this? Now, if you have been watching TikTok today and even YouTube, there's been a lot of chatter regarding people expressing their displeasure with the fact that Donald Trump has been elected the 47th president. First of all, congratulations to Donald Trump for succeeding. He will become the second person to serve two non consecutive terms. Um, to me, it was a big surprise regarding the fact that he won. And the manner that he won. Okay. Looks like he's good at when everything is said and done. He will have like at least 300 electoral votes and change. Now, we have seen people, mostly women, but some men, who've actually gone back crap crazy expressing this disappointment regarding the fact that Kamala Harris did not win. Going to the, basically saying, and then blaming African American men for the fact that their candidate did not succeed. First of all, the facts are that most African American men did support and vote for Kamala Harris. So how did Donald Trump got himself elected? Frankly, because of Latino men. Okay. And of course, there are many reasons why that happened. Actually, I'm going to be doing a stream tomorrow night where I'm going to be discussing why, in my humble opinion, why Kamala Harris lost. Okay. But the fact that black men are being blamed for her defeat, it's so in, unmature, and it really boggles the mind how women have lost it, particularly some African American women. Okay. In fact, I'm planning. I might do a video next week regarding how people are getting so emotional. Good evening, Gigi. Thank you very much for stopping by. Um, I'm not gonna lie, I was disappointed as well that Kamala Harris did not win. At the same time, I'm not going to get on social media and I'm not going to, have a connection fit. Okay, Donald Trump, I mean, convinced more people that he's the appropriate person, and that's how it is. When you lose, you do the mature thing. You extend your hand and you congratulate the person. But to see people, largely women, going back crack crazy because Donald Trump won. I mean, he made his case. America has spoken. And on January the 20th, 2025, Donald Trump will become president. Uh, and of course, there's a lot of fear behind that. We have to wait and see what happens. Okay. But going to the extent that people ending marriages and ending relationships and ending friendship simply because of the choice they made, who will occupy 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. Can we all, grow up a little bit? I'm disappointed too, but this country has spoken. Okay, so now let's see. And you know what? People are. I'm going to say this. I have certain reservations, I have certain concerns regarding Donald Trump becoming president. Hopefully, I will be proven wrong. Okay, if I am proven wrong, I will acknowledge it and I will state it here on this platform. Okay, because I'm unlike certain people, um, I can admit when I'm wrong and not lose sleep over it. So now we're gonna have another episode of In My Words. Okay, this is going. I'm gonna express my views, and I'm gonna grant it. It's gonna be through a Christian eyes, Christian perspective. So, and of course, people know I am a Christian. When everything is said and done, regardless uh, who will become president this coming January, uh, things are not going to change all that much. Okay. And as a Christian, when everything is said and done, um, God is in control. Okay. Of course, people will say, "Well, and God is controlled, then why are we having so much evil being done?" The reality is that we have a thing called free will. Okay. God gives us the opportunity to do well or to do ill. It's just unfortunately we have people who choose to do evil. Okay, and I don't believe in karma, but I do believe that you sow what you reap. Okay, if you try to live a peaceful life where you try to be respectful of other people and you try to live your life, without interfering with others, you're going to do well. If you do ill, well, guess what? Ill is going to happen to you. That's what it's called sowing what you're reaping. Okay. When everything is said and done, um, there's going to be a tomorrow, hopefully. Okay. Because the fact of the matter is, tomorrow is not promised to anybody. In fact, I just recently found out this week that a friend of mine who was a fellow union rep um, passed away. Exactly. Exactly. When it comes to justice, it is best left up to God. That's why when people talk crap about me, um, I'm not going to respond. I'm just going to let the people say whatever they wish. People here in this platform know who I am, and for those who are easily persuaded to think that I am a certain way when I'm not, that is not my problem. That is your problem. Okay. But I can sleep well knowing that every day I try to be the best version of myself. And those who know me know who I am. Those that don't and don't want to know me, that's your cross to bear, not mine. But when everything is said and done, uh, I'm going to approach every day as a day of opportunity, as a day to learn. And if God grants me a favor, I will live to see the next day. Okay. And when everything is said and done, in my humble opinion, that is the best approach to make. Okay. Um, you know what? I think I'll do a poll this weekend, um, asking the audience, should I do a reaction video for people going back crazy over the fact that Kamala Harris lost? Like I said before, shout out to Donald Trump. He did a better job, and I don't think Kamala Harris did such a bad job with her campaign, considering she only had like about 3.5 months to do whatever. Now people were upset with the way she became the Democratic candidate. It would have been better if they actually had a convention. Okay, but in all fairness, Joe Biden should never have run for re-election because I think it was abundantly clear that his cognitive skills has declined significantly. But it is what it is. So what we're going to do is we're going to get into the main topic. Now, before we get into the main topic, let me just explain what's going to happen next week. Most of you know, or some of you already know, that I'm going to be in San Diego um, for 5 days, attending a benefits conference. No, the problem is, um, while I'll probably be loading shorts and videos regarding my trip, I don't know if I'm going to be doing any streams because the problem is it's a 3 hour time difference, and if I do any streams, it'll probably be late at night. And to be perfectly honest, I don't know whether um, I will do any streams. My suggestion: just make sure that your notifications set to all. So therefore, if I do decide to air anything late, you will be notified. Now, let me just state for the record that the link to join the panel has been pinned. Sure, at any time anyone wishes to hit that link and join the panel and express their point of view regarding the topic, they can do so. Again, let me state for the record that if I have never seen you before and I never heard from you before, I will insist that you come up in the backstage to make sure that no one flashes anything inappropriate, which would cause the people of you to um, take down this stream. And it's a shame I got to continue to do this all the time because unfortunately you have individuals that for whatever crap reason love to air genitalia, mainly male genitalia, okay, as an attempt to embarrass the host. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna share my screen as far as what is the topic. Okay, just give me a moment. No, okay, let me just get rid of this. So actually, this source I came from WebD MD, and the question is, what is emotional immaturity? Okay. Now, let me just express to you what was my motivation. We see emotional people acting immaturely here, not just here on social media, but also outside in our lives. So let me just share with you. Okay. Now, let me just express to you what's the opposite of being immaturity. Maturity means that a person, animal, or plant has reached the final stage of growth. Someone hasn't reached that stage is immature. It is easy to understand when it comes to physical development. But what does it mean to be emotionally immature? The American Psychological Association defines emotionally immaturity as a high and appropriate level of emotional intelligence. Emotional immaturity, on the other hand, is a tendency to express emotions without restraint or disproportionately to the situation. In other words, emotional behavior that is out of control or is not appropriate to the situation can be considered immature. It's more like an emotional reaction you might expect to see from a child than from an adult. So basically, that's what emotional immaturity means in a nutshell. Okay. So let us take a look at signs of immaturity. People who are emotionally immature don't meet society expectations for social behavior within their age range. It is safe to assume that grown-ups will be able to consider their on others I was having some technical difficulties, so this is going to be uh, a struggle string tonight. Yeah, well, like I said before, good evening, Georgia. Like I said before, um, the people have spoken and they made their choice. Um, so what? So what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to do what I used to do, just basically read, not even try to share my screen. But by getting back, so just give me a moment so I can get the article, so I can start, you know, read again and again. I apologize. It's just that tonight it seems to be a struggle string. While we're waiting, let me just state that, of course, my friend Gigi and my friend Georgia have their respective YouTube channels. So I'm going to ask that you show some love to them and subscribe to their channels. Okay, just give me a moment. Okay, just okay. So what I'm going to do is let me just let me just go back to the article. I'm going to discuss with you the signs of emotional immaturity. Okay. People who are emotionally immature don't see society expectations for social behavior within their age range. Now, it's safe to assume that a grown-up will be able to consider the impact of on others and pay attention to their feelings. Emotionally immature, emotionally mature people can accept criticism and learn from it. Adults with emotional maturity can think about and plan for the future as well. People who are emotionally immature, with emotional immaturity, uh, however, struggle with these things. Good evening, Irby. Thank you very much for stopping by. Thank you very much, Gigi. Thank you very much, Irby. Georgia, for stopping by. Emotionally immature people lack certain and emotional and social skills and have trouble relating to other adults. Some of the behaviors can be a signal that you are dealing with an emotionally immature person. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to share with you what some of those characteristics. The first one is impulsive behavior. Children are often impulsive. They speak out of turn or touch things that they shouldn't touch. They say things without thinking about how they will affect others. Over time, people who learn not to do these things. Emotionally immature adults have not learned to curb their impulses. They act unparticularly or in antisocial ways. These emotionally immature people demand attention. Young children get bored when people don't pay attention to them. They do things to draw the focus back on themselves, even if it means acting out in negative ways. Emotionally immature adults often do the same. They might act turn out in negative ways, but they may inject into a conversation or crack inappropriate jokes to get everyone's attention. Name calling and bullying. Okay. Shout out to the people watching the stream, and as you enter, please hit the like button. So tonight we're talking about the emotionally immature. In general, adults don't resort to schoolyard tactics when they relate to other adults. You seldom see two adults calling each other mean names. Someone who behaves like a mean kid in school is not using mature emotional tactics. Instead, they're relying on childlike displays of temper. The next characteristic is avoidance. Emotionally immature people may not have a good sense of the future or how to plan for it. Refusing to take on significant responsibilities like committed relationships, careers, or investments like home ownership are signs of avoiding responsibility. People like this might let others take care of themselves way beyond the point that they should be self sufficient. This is sometimes called the Peter Pan syndrome, after the fictional character who never wanted to grow up. Narcissism. An essential facet of maturity is the ability to think about other people's needs and feelings. Immature people only appear to care about themselves. They dislike compromise and don't want to take on other people's ideas into account. They always want to have things their own way. Um, in Spanish, we have a saying, que el siempre tiene razón. A loose translation is they're always right. Even when they're wrong, they're right. So let's discuss how to prevent emotional immaturity from affecting your mental health. If you're trying to navigate a relationship with an emotionally immature person, there are a few things you can do to ease the situation. When you work to resolve this situation, you can prevent a negative impact on your mental health and relieve some stress. Communicate. Talking honestly but sensitively about their behavior is one way to start. You can point out how their words or actions make you feel and ask them to be more sensitive in the future. Now, I see we have a guest, so let me just state for the record that the views of those who appear on the panel are not necessarily those of the host. Any attempt to copy the material without the consent of the host is prohibited. By appearing on the call, you waive your rights to your image. Some of the views people hold may be considered offensive to some viewers. If you do not like the content, you can block the channel. And now we're going to bring in our guest. Good evening, Georgia.
Hey, good evening, Jose. How are you doing tonight?
Okay, well, first of all, shout out to Donald Trump for becoming the 42nd president. He was able to convince more people that he's a better person. So I'm not immature, emotionally immature. I can extend my hand of congratulations to Donald Trump.
And that's also just demonstrates just how humble you are. Like Jose, though, that was like a very humble introduction, and I honestly was not expecting you or anybody, to even say that tonight, though. But that just, like I said, illustrates humility, and we already know in the book of James, it talks about how the humble are going to be exalted.
Mhm.
So yeah,
Yes,
much love and respect to
and
you, brother, and thanks for the warm
I
welcome, man.
appreciate that. I appreciate that. And first of all, good evening, Rizal. I see that the mixed community is out in full force, and I really appreciate your support.
Yeah, and then I would also love to say too, just to reciprocate that humility, Jose, is so that although like prior to the election, you made it very clear as to whom you were going to vote for, and I also made it clear as to who you were going to vote for. But here's the beauty of it, though: me and you were not in our flesh about the issue. We were actually filled with the Spirit, and we respectfully disagreed.
Yes.
Like you made it clear that you were going to cast your ballot off to Kamala, and I made it clear that nope, I have my reasons as to why I'm casting it off to Trump Vance, and it was a wrap.
Yeah. Well, um, unlike a lot of people that on social media, I can accept defeat, and I can accept the fact that the country has spoken, and there will be a tomorrow. But I mean, we see a lot of emotionally immature people lashing out um, to the point where they end friendships, relationships, marriages, and what all because of the choice that they made.
And that stuff is also rooted in people having just a strong intolerance to not getting their way, which is pretty much where that emotional immaturity is also rooted in, as well as just spiritual warfare going on and just people being more in their flesh than anything else.
Yes.
But the strong
And
intolerance to not getting your way, oh, yeah.
yeah.
Expect to be emotionally immature or not.
Well, earlier in the stream, I said hopefully my I'll be proven wrong regarding why I could not see myself the vote for Donald Trump. And if I'm proven wrong, I'll admit it here on this platform.
Standing to be corrected is also humble in itself, too. So there you go again, Jose. That's why, hey, you're a man of God. Are you perfect? No. Am I? Hell to the no. But, I see your fruits, man, and they're lovely, especially tonight, man. It's very, very warm, welcoming. And then also, I'd like to say also, oh, sorry, I was going to say, like I told Gigi here, who's on the stream listening, I also sort of gave you a shout out too on my community tab earlier, though, in regards to how those like me and you and Gigi and Creole Lady Marmalade and others, Don Armando, we're going to keep it very transparent. And I just wish more people could do that.
Well, the problem is not everyone has the emotional maturity to do that, which is why it's keeping in the topic for tonight.
I'm really glad that you also raised the issue through that because would you say it's also fair to say that emotionally immature people are not going to keep it real?
Hmm. Yes, and look, and my look, my displeasure with Donald Trump has nothing to do with personality. It's just that I have certain issues which I have discussed in full detail. Okay, and I'm being transparent as always.
And that's does definitely somebody deserving of respect.
Mhm.
Absolutely, though. And even let's just say if even Kamala was declared the winner, though, I would be like, well, she wasn't exactly my favorite, candidate. Not really somebody who I wanted to be elected. However, I'm going to go about with my day to day business and
Yes,
just accept the defeat, though, and even actually send a prayer to her. But even though she did not win, that does not mean that we shouldn't keep her in our prayers still, because if you still have breath in your lungs, then you can actually make some good changes to your fruits today.
yes.
Same with Joe Biden, though, because since Joe Biden is still breathing, then this could actually be a good opportunity for him to finally become a better Catholic.
Or at least more faithful to the teachings of the Catholic Church.
Amen.
Okay. I know we have some doctrinal differences and things of that nature, and it's
Mm-hmm.
understandable. But I think as long as we remain faithful to the basic tenets, that's what counts.
And do we all unanimously agree in here from that quote from John 14 to verse 6, which Jesus says in his own words, and I'm the way, the light, the truth. Nobody comes to the Father except through me.
Hmm.
Well, there you go. So, therefore, you are also another fellow brother in Christ and in the body.
Well, I appreciate that, and I also
Anytime. Go on.
and I also appreciate the amount of love and support I continue to receive every week. I'm truly humbled by that.
Of course, man. You already know that. I have your back, though. And Gigi, you're listening too. I have your back, too. And so does Don Armando. So we have you. Just know you're not alone. But even if we weren't around, though, you'd still have God on your side. But
That's
let's just
true.
say we have the vessels over here who have your back, Gigi. So
Yes.
it's all good in the hood.
Well, of
We love
course, the
you.
latest. Yes, thank you. Of course, the latest stab is that I'm a self-hating white Latino.
What?
That I'm a
What?
self-hating white Latino.
Oh. Oh. Oh, I'm sorry. I had to think for a second because, okay, I know the video you're talking about now. I forgot all about that. I'm sorry, Jose, but just it's just Cooper is just really taking my mind off of just so many stuff though because I don't know, man. Cooper's he's the horse that you see in my default picture.
Oh,
So
okay.
his horses, they're
Okay.
very emotionally supportive. They're very loving though, and this horse is just amazing though. So Cooper just took my mind off of a lot of stuff, along with the Lord. But I forgot about that. But now that you reminded me, I know who you're talking about, and I do not know exactly how or why this person is making such a heavy allegation that you're a self-hating Latino person. But
No, a self-hating white Latino person.
oh, where is this coming from, and
You know
why?
what? I would. You know
That's
what?
that is new to me. So, but yeah, man, you're gonna have to get me updated on what's been going on because that's the funniest allegation that I've heard regarding you. All the other stuff I've heard and I've already seen, but the one regarding how you are a quote unquote self-hating white
White
Latino.
Latino person. No, white Hispanic person.
Oh man, I got all this stuff jumbled up though because it does not make sense to me. So I'm confused. So if you and Chi could help me here, then
Okay.
I guess I would
Well,
have the clarity and closure that I need.
well, I come up with a new term that's when people act emotionally immature is being in the soup.
Mhm. Being in the
So
soup. Okay.
yeah, because it is. I mean, but you know what? All I can say is, bless your heart if you want to think that way about me. If that helps you deal with life, by all means, you have my prayers.
Uh huh. But the self-hating white Hispanic Latino you. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I don't get that. I don't get that. But now I see what you're talking about, and I do remember you, I guess, sharing that video. I just forgot all about that, but I guess I forgot it because it didn't make any sense to me.
Well,
It's here's just the bottom line, I guess, when it ties into things like emotional immaturity, though, because we got to keep it real here. The the whole YouTube sphere is emotionally driven, right?
yes.
So even just going around and even sharing half truths, you're still a bold-faced liar if you're telling like, or if you're like a half truth teller, because it
Hmm.
still is illustrating your lack of integrity. So
Yep.
it says it's project. So what did Irby say? It's projection. George or Jose themselves are self-hating, judging from words coming out. Oh, okay, yeah, I see, Irby. Yeah, I think I already made a post about that yesterday, though, in regards to people using the term black as if it were an insult. Really? Because
Well,
somebody had to show me some messages and somebody had to tell me what somebody or what folks were saying about me or a couple others still, and I just saw that, okay, this is childish. And then yeah, I know the guy who's going around saying that, and I'm like, well, dude, that is projection, like Irby said, because, dude, you are blacker than me culturally, psychologically, and even in percentages. So I don't really understand what your point is in going around using that word like an insult when, in fact, you got to look in the mirror. Me,
Well,
Creole Lady Marmalade, and her daughters, and everybody else, we got our DNA test, and we've already delved deep into our lineages. So, what about you?
one of these days I need to do a DNA test and see what makes me tick. Uh,
Yeah,
it'll
man,
be
go for it.
interesting. But going back to the topic, I don't know if you've been watching TikTok lately, and the people are going bananas. The fact that Kamala Harris did not become president.
Yeah, because it all ties into the emotional immaturity, though. And even when I was saying earlier, though, also tied into it, though, well, because just it, then again, though, it's coming from people who are just emotionally driven. All of it.
Okay. Um, I don't know to whom that question was directed to. Was it directed towards me? Was it directed towards you, Georgia, or anyone else in the chat?
You said all presidents are related.
No, this is called. We want to see your black percentage. So I don't know whether that was directed towards me or directed towards anybody else.
Is
So
that
G,
for me or Jose or both?
yeah, Gigi, you need to clarify that a little bit.
Oh,
Okay.
Jose. Okay. All right.
Well, you know what? I'm sure there's some African blood in me because one thing the Spanish did when they came to the New World, many of them did not bring women, so and they brought Africans as slaves. So I'm sure they did some smashing, so to speak.
Yeah, maybe when that time comes, so yeah, go right ahead and
Yeah.
check out, like, I don't know, 23andMe. There's cryogenics and then Ancestry. I've been on Ancestry for, hey, 8 years, so you can't really go wrong.
Okay. Definitely. Definitely. But
But yeah, the whole TikTok shenanigans, yeah, I saw it already.
yeah. In fact, I'm thinking about maybe doing a reaction video regarding all these people going back crazy because of an election. I mean, look, when everything is said and done, um, the country has spoken. So we have to accept the decision which was made.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because even when Biden won back in 2020, did I flip about that? I did not. Even though in 2020 I was, of course, in a very different headspace, but I did not really throw a hissy fit about it.
Okay. I compared this to 2016 when the people who supported Hillary Clinton went absolutely bananas. The fact that Trump won. Good evening, Gigi.
Hey there,
Hey, Jose.
Gigi.
Hey, Giorgio. How y'all doing?
Doing
I'm doing
wonderfully
fine
well.
tonight.
Good to hear from
I
Great.
you.
you know
Me too. Do
I
I have feedback? Does it sound bad?
I
no,
can hear
it's
you.
okay.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna come up, but I was just finishing flat ironing my hair and just yeah, Jose, I said I wanted to see your percentage just because they say that you're white, so I thought it was kind of funny to be like, yeah, we want to see your percentage.
Yeah, but the fact that I'm being called a self-hating white Hispanic. I mean, okay, hey, that helps you go through in life. I mean, fine.
Well, hey, if that's going to be the case, then I guess the emotionally driven crowd, by the way, to be on topic, will probably start to call you the B word as an insult, the same way that they're doing it to me and a couple others. Though, like, really, like Herbie said, that's just projection, though. Because, like I said, look at the guy who calls me that, though. I'm like, really, man, look in the mirror.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah, but then
Come
again,
on.
remember, guys, I have an STD. I don't practice dental hygiene. I'm lonely. I'm senile. I'm old. I'm broke, and no one loves me.
Yeah, we do. And your family and your girl IRL.
So,
Good thing
Gigi,
none of this shit really matters, right?
yeah,
Kind of broke up there a little bit, Gigi.
yeah,
I said good thing none of this really matters. You know what I'm saying?
I
Yeah, no,
agree.
that really does though. Like I have horses, so they matter. I'm going to prioritize my baby than internet shenanigans.
I love
Um,
horses, but I'm scared. I mean, I don't know why. I'm scared of all animals at this point. Like I'm scared of dogs. I don't even know why. But
If you
yeah,
the one Cooper, then Pitcher here with me though, no, he's a sweetheart. And then not only that, the Appaloosas are truly gentle giants, so you don't have to be terrified of him.
well, you know what horses, you go up and you feed them, and then sometimes they will snip at you, like they want to bite. You know what I mean? Or even if you go to pet them, they'll snip at you. So yeah, they
Cooper,
scare
yeah,
me.
yeah,
Yeah.
Cooper's not going to do that to you. No, no, no. Yeah, you kind of walk up on you though to kind of beg for more though, but no, the Appaloosas just aren't known for that.
Hmm.
But yeah,
yes,
I understand it though, and I can respect that. Go on.
They're just so big, you know.
Oh yeah, Cooper is a heavy one. You don't.
yes.
Falls on you, it's over.
But I do go horseback riding sometimes, so it's in a
Yeah.
weird
Oh,
way.
how rad! Nice, cool.
Um, I'll I'll be perfectly honest. I'll be very nervous to approach a horse because I just gonna like, okay, look, I'm gonna be gentle with you. Please be gentle with me.
Well, the ones that offer like rides and stuff where you can ride them, they pretty much do it all day, so they're like really chill and But I feel bad for them in a way too, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
So so Gigi, what do you think about the topic,
Mhm.
the emotionally immature?
I feel like there's a lot of people that are emotionally insecure right now in society. Maybe a lot of people were raised on tablets and didn't get the love and the affection they needed, or for whatever reason. There's a lot of people
Yes.
stunted, a
Yes.
lot of slow learners.
Yes. By any chance, have you seen the emotional reaction on TikTok regarding the fact that Trump won?
Yes, I saw a bunch of people breaking down, not really just only black women. I saw Asian women breaking down, I saw gays breaking down, I saw a lot of different people breaking down.
I also saw Latinos breaking down. It's like, and the fact that Latino men were were pivotal in helping Trump become president. I mean, it is what it is.
Agreed.
Well, this election, I didn't get as emotionally charged because, like, the last one I was, and it got to be very stressful, and it does make you bitter and angry. Like, if you're trying to, like, especially if you're on social media and you're, like, arguing back and forth with people and stuff. This time around, I didn't do none of that shit. You know what I mean? Like, I said who I was going to vote for,
No.
and that's what I did. And, it is what it is. Because ultimately, I just believe that, things
Yep.
are going to happen
It is what it is.
regardless, as prophesized. So there's really no point to be upset about God's plans.
Yeah. Well, the last time I saw this much reaction was in 2016, when the Clinton supporters actually went back crazy and having crying fits over the fact that Donald Trump won.
Hmm.
Okay. I would be doing a stream tonight regarding why I think um, Harris lost. So I mean, and some of the reasons we have discussed this at nauseum, but there's also other factors as well.
Well, I guess we're going to see, Riza, if y'all have an influx of migrants from the United States, since a lot of the Democrats said they was moving to Canada. So
You know, let me tell you something. We have gone through some great, okay, some people who've done amazing things as president and some things that have done crappy things. Somehow this country managed to survive.
Exactly. I mean, we survived these past 4 years.
Yeah.
All
I
right,
mean,
sorry, I got interrupted. So
it's
carry
okay.
on. What's going on?
It's okay. But, the fact of the matter is, there are people that just never learn how to control their emotions, and we see it now. And I'm not talking about here on this platform, but in our own personal lives. Um, look, I've seen union reps get very emotional, and that's not a good statement because supposedly we're supposed to be the people of reason.
True. Now, I think that sometimes it's fine to turn the other cheek, and that there are times where it is okay to is for the sake of your well-being and just for the sake of also your morals, because as they say, bad company does come to corrupt your good morals and your fruit of the spirit. But something that just to pray about and use discernment, though, because I've had to cut off a number of people. But at the same time, though, if we happen to still have some fundamental differences, I won't necessarily leave you, though, because there's a lot of times where I won't really leave you, even if there's just a lot of conflicting values, though. And a lot of people cut ties with me, but then there are times where I actually had to do the same thing in return. Just really depends. Like, obviously, when it comes to like praising like assassination attempts, yeah, um, time to go.
Yeah.
Or people who are displaying just way too many narcissistic and antisocial tendencies, yeah, it's time to go. But if you tend to be a little bit kind of chill, though, even if you happen to be left leaning, like one of my cousins, I'm not going to leave you.
Yeah, same, Riza. Because I voted for Trump, but I did vote for a couple of Democrats as well. I actually believe in the balance of things. I don't think that it should be all red or all blue. I believe that the government should be balanced. So um, anything too far either way can be bad for different people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
because being too far one or the other, though, is what's going to get you more in tune with your flesh. And if we're going to be like believers here, aren't we supposed to be more spirit filled? But if you're being too far one or the other, then isn't that too much of the flesh?
Well, like I've been telling you guys, I've been watching a lot of Christian content, and a lot of them were saying that not even to vote. And things were so bad that the Amish actually came out to vote for Trump. So that really, they were trying to tell the Christians don't vote. They were trying to tell the Amish don't vote, but just everything's been kind of bad for everybody. They all came out and voted anyway.
Yeah, I disagree with those Christians who do that, though, Gigi, though, because first and foremost, though, no, we should not see politics as an end in itself, though, but we should also have some involvement in it just to help, like, push for righteousness that, God wants us to do, though.
I
God's used, like, oh, no, go on.
No, I just said I agree. I'm just saying that
Yes.
I've seen some content about it though, and it was food for thought. But like, I feel better about contributing to my surroundings.
Yeah,
mhm.
and I actually have a few people like that even on my Facebook page. It's just I don't pay like their status updates any mind about that, though. I'm like, yeah, you have every right to feel that way, even though I think you're wrong. But that's just about it.
But let me tell you something. It's never good to be an extremist either to the left or to the right. And even with someone that's pro life like myself, it's never good to be an extremist. I mean, you do have to be keep of course you got to stick to your core values, but be open minded and find areas where we can find common ground.
Yeah, Hmm. And that's why I feel like the balance is necessary, because like both sides are going to go all the way hard for what they want, but usually the resolution is sometimes in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, yeah, Riza's here saying that you actually had like, no, not Risa though, but yeah, Irby says you actually had a lot of black churches endorse Kamala. Yeah, they've been a lot of white ones too.
Yeah, I was going to say for both
Both,
sides.
yeah, both sides too though. So I don't think it was just like that racially exclusive when it came to the church divide.
Yeah.
So did most Hispanics vote Trump or no?
More
Actually,
like
a lot of
half.
Hispanic men voted for Trump.
Yeah, I could see that. I could
Yeah,
see a lot of women didn't just because of the abortion rights
yeah.
Well,
I'd say if we were to
on all
combine,
sides.
yeah, I
mhm.
think if we were to combine Hispanic men and women though, I'd say nearly half. I did see that stat though, but I kind of wonder whether it is like, accurate though. But it seems to be. I guess it seems to be accurate.
I felt like, in my opinion, at Kamala's rally, it was a little bit distasteful because it seemed like an abortion rally, kind of. It's like I understand that's the point, and that's one of the key like issues on the table. But you would think that they would, cover it and move on to all the. But they just kept harping on it, and it was just kind of distasteful in a weird way.
E-
Actually, that's going to be one of my talking points when I'll be discussing tomorrow. This overemphasis on reproductive rights. Now, of course, we can disagree respectfully regarding this topic and still maintain a mature conversation. But when you are like constantly talking about it all the time, I mean, that can turn off uh, a lot of people, which I can understand what would lead them to
Yeah.
vote for Trump.
Because yeah, we definitely need women's rights to certain degrees in certain instances. But at the same time, like what about the economy? What about foreign policy? What about all these what about the migrants? Like there's just so many, I don't want to say more important issues, but you know, very important issues that they could have put a little bit more focus into instead of just make, because all that did was just make the right say like, look, this is an abortion rally and mock them and say that they're baby killers and all this, whatever. So
yeah,
it.
and then
Well,
I guess to add on to that though, which I
yeah.
mean I won't say a whole lot though, because I think it'll be best to probably save this stuff for tomorrow. But she was really pushing hard to get people who aren't biologically women into sports and into women's locker rooms. And even a lot of people in blue areas feel very strongly about that. That's going to turn off a lot of people. Even a lot of people in that community are like, absolutely not.
And
Yeah.
yeah,
So there
it's
you
a
go.
complicated issue because I obviously in the women's bathroom have seen, trans people in there and I've had no issue and been nice and kind with them. The problem is just the creeps and the weirdos that pretend to be like that and dress up and go in there to be predators. But, people don't look at like you sending these transsexuals into the men's bathroom can also be very dangerous for them as well. To
Mhm.
be
Good
assaulted.
evening, Irby.
Hey, every.
Hey y'all, it was 50% of Hispanic men they say voted in the Nevada area and Arizona area. I think they're still counting Arizona.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about right though.
You already know Florida went straight down the line red, really red. They called it first.
But people are shocked, but like really there's a lot of Latinos that take a lot of pride in the fact that their families came here legally, period. And and their families worked hard to get here. So they don't always, not all of them blindly support people just jumping to the front of the line and getting in.
I
Well,
want to
look.
relate it. No. Oh, sorry. What's up, Jose?
Well, I look. I've said this before, and I have not been, and I have been transparent about this. But when it comes to the migrant situation, I'm sorry, but they really screwed the pooch on this one. I mean, they didn't. I mean, how could you properly? First of all, How could you properly vet
I'll be back, y'all. Hey, Irby, by the way. I'll be back.
millions of people into this country? Number one. Number two, they didn't have no clear policy how to deal with it, and then you on top of that you give them benefits that you don't even give your own citizens.
True.
Jose,
Also,
do you think they treat the Hispanics just like the black community, like a monolith? Like they don't know like there are really some conservative Hispanic communities, just like here in Florida. They really treat y'all like a monolith.
I think I think that people tend to think that we're all the same, and this is something. And I also said this ad nauseum as well. Latinos from the Caribbean are different from Latinos from from Central America and from South America because, first of all, our histories are different. Okay, like for example, Puerto Rico have never been an independent country, not like say let's say Guatemala or Honduras or Costa Rica or Mexico or any of the countries in South America. So there are differences, and also you have um, the majority of Latinos, particularly those that were black, that were born outside the United States, they tend to be more conservative. So, but yeah, unfortunately, people tend to think we're all the same, and we're not.
Yep.
But
on that related note, like people find this hard to believe though, but people like Cesar Chavez would would have definitely voted red if you really look into who he was and the stuff that he said before.
Yeah,
I
he was
mean,
pro-label. There's a video you can go look at it on online of Cesar Chavez being against illegal migration.
Yep, there you go.
yeah.
He was from
I mean,
Arizona.
I'm sure that people that tend to think that all mixed people are alike, and we all know that's not the case. I mean, you have different types of mixed people. You have the MGMs and the NRS. You have the, well, I don't know if you can still say the Golden Sphere. You have mulattoes and things of that nature. So
Okay,
I mean,
I'm back.
And now you have JD Vance's kids.
yeah.
Yeah,
hmm So Irby, what do you think about the talk about the emotionally immature?
they need therapy. Emotionally immature people,
Yeah. Mhm.
okay, especially if you're getting emotional about an election. I understand like your side didn't win, but so it's gonna be winners, it's gonna be losers. So
I know, but to see people actually get back crap crazy because of the fact that Trump won. I mean, it's something similar to 2016. The fact that you saw grown people actually crying because Hillary Clinton lost.
Irby, you voted for Kamala?
I said I wasn't gonna say who I voted for.
Yeah,
I
you
already
told
know
me that
you
you're
did,
keeping it a
though. So
secret.
you might as well say it.
I'm curious. You can tell me on
I already
maybe
know Irby
Discord
well
then.
enough from these YouTube streams to know that he definitely voted for Kamala, honey. Okay.
We
I
still
don't
have
know.
Yorby if
I'm
you
gonna
did.
tell y'all the same way I told my brothers and everybody. I don't know who I'm gonna keep that a secret.
We're gonna find out because guess
Um,
what, Irby? By the way, Irby. So your votes and everything are about to become public records if
I
you actually look
saw
it up.
that.
So you might as
Yeah,
well
I know.
just fess up, or we're gonna have to find out later. Because
But
I
what's up with
do.
that? Why are they doing that? That seems like a breach of, like, I don't know, privacy. Like, how did that even come about?
I don't know, but
it's it seems it seems to be a gotcha moment.
So they said starting from this election, everybody's like results will be like, yeah, public knowledge.
I think
Pretty
it was
much.
already public knowledge, right?
I don't think so. Is it?
Nothing I'm aware of.
Yeah, no.
I mean, look, what's crazy about it that there's women that fear voting for someone other than what their spouse wants because they fear that maybe the spouse might divorce. And this is the thing: when you divorce your spouse or who you support, that's being emotionally immature.
That's mental illness.
Yes, that requires to be placed in a 72-hour involuntary observation period in a rubber room with a white jacket with belts.
There's definitely other issues in that relationship if they're breaking up over who's voting for who.
I have no
I
issue
do want to.
but I have no issue whoever won and lost though. But I do think they think Kamala should come back. I don't think she should come back. She got beat badly.
Yeah, they were saying that the Hollywood celebrities cashed their checks and still went over there and voted for Trump.
Well, what can I say? But I will say this much, and people are going to look at me cross-eyed. But I think considering the fact that she had like 3 months and a half, I mean, she didn't do bad. It's just that, she couldn't, she had to defend the fact that this administration created this policy regarding the migrant and then overemphasis on reproductive rights and all this woke behavior. I mean, hey, what do you expect?
It just got a little ghetto or whatever as far as like even Sexy Red. Like it was a lot going on. Meg the Stallion, like dance party with Beyonce. Like it was, it was a lot. Did y'all
Yeah,
see
and
Yeah.
then
that little viral clip where they made the song with the she's at the dance party with Beyonce?
oh my god, yeah, it was cringe. But clearly, Trump is not going to sponsor something like that at his rally still. Because I got to give him credit though, he does know how to be very personable with everybody. He's really great at that, and that ultimately helped him win.
Yeah.
What did
But
you think about that Latin superstar? What's his name? That took back his endorsement. Who? What was his
it
name?
was Nikki something or other.
Nicky Jam, right?
That was
Nikki
embarrassing.
Jam.
Well,
Trump didn't even know who he was.
yeah, but then again, that comedian that no one knew about actually referred to Puerto Rico as a floating island of garbage.
But I'm hoping for the best. I hope Trump does what he says he does. I hope he's successful. I hope everybody can get along with each other. Okay, because
Well,
it'll be four. If
well,
not, it just be it'll be
Somebody
4 years
said that they
later.
ship.
It'll be some. Yeah.
Somebody said they ship off some sort of trash to Puerto Rico, and that's what he was joking about. They ship trash or something there.
well, hopefully, I will be proven wrong regarding my trepidations regarding Trump. If I'm proven wrong, I will publicly admit it.
What?
But
That
that's hard for most people to do nowadays. Because speaking about emotional immaturity, as I was saying, Irby, nowadays people just have an intolerance to not getting their way.
But I will peep that in inauguration, the way how their body language will be when they transfer in power when they all meet each other. The Obamas ain't gonna be there. They already left.
But Kamala in her concession speech made it clear is that no, she's actually going to be there and work with Trump for the last couple months of being in power, and then offer the peaceful transfer of power.
Yeah, because ultimately he doesn't really dislike her. He was just going for her jugular because he wanted to win. But they've known each other.
Mm-hmm.
They all know each other.
Same
That's
with
like going. That's like going to, going to war with your coworker. They all know
He
each other.
doesn't. He don't.
Yep.
He don't hate them in particular, but he hate the Obamas though. He hate the Obamas though.
I forgot
Obama
all about
stay talking
Obama, to be
shit.
quite honest.
Okay.
So
That's one of the
Forgot.
reasons why I
On the
didn't like.
stage
I didn't,
talking shit.
that's one of the reasons why I didn't like him in the first place, Trump, because he kept on dissing Obama. The Obamas. I have a soft spot for the Obamas still.
I don't know. I saw a clip where he was saying to Michelle, he was like, she was being so nasty to me, and I've always been so respectful to her. Blah 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 blah. I'm like, the Obamas are not playing with you. They hate you.
Yeah. Good evening, Randall. Thank you very much for stopping by. So tonight we're talking about the emotionally immature.
Yeah, Rando, we're
But
just talking about how nowadays people just can't stand not getting their way. So they'll lash out at you emotionally, block you, delete you from Facebook, or break up with you for politics or such and such.
Yeah, so hopefully the
but,
Democrats don't behave like the far right did. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
well,
So
You
hopefully it is
better
a
not.
peaceful
They
transfer of
got their
power.
ass. They better not. They
Huh?
got sweet. They got sweet through the Senate. None of them there.
Well, I mean, it's a different situation too. She doesn't really feel robbed. She knows that she lost fair and square.
yeah.
So I mean, what's she gonna do? You know?
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe she'll try to get her Senate seat back or become Attorney General of California, or I don't know, maybe
No,
I
no, no.
I'm
Go.
wrong.
No. She needs to go away. She needs to go away, and she needs to go
She's
away
not
now.
gonna go away. They never do.
As a matter of
They just
fact,
get a
well,
they just get a new position.
as a matter of fact,
Well,
I know people gonna say I sound sexist a little bit for saying this. I don't think they need to do identity politics no more in that party.
Yeah, I was
well,
talking to Jose about that when we were talking like behind the scenes, and I'm like, the Democrats go wrong
yeah. But guys, let's keep it real. The
issues that affect
Virgin
all
Mary could,
Americans.
yeah. But guys, let's keep it real. It could have been the Virgin Mary that would be running for become president. There's just some guys that just cannot deal with the fact that a woman be a leader.
Mhm. Either way, they still went wrong by focusing too much on gay rights and or this or that or all these other different things instead of like trying to actually appeal to, I guess, average the majority American population and not
They
like
try
the
to
alt group.
they push that abortion thing too much. I peeped that in all of these speeches. Even the celebrities was pushing the abortion thing. I know y'all was gonna lose some male voters, especially black men voters.
Actually, believe it or not, most black men voted for Kamala Harris.
Yeah, yeah, got 12%. Trump got 12%.
Hey, Rando.
Yeah, I was a
But
little caught off guard by that, though. I thought that at least maybe like 40% of black men would cast their ballot off to Trump, but I'm surprised that did not happen. Either way, he still got more black male votes than before, but I just wasn't expecting it to be like much less than 40%.
yeah,
I wasn't surprised at all because, like, if you ask black men in real life, they like almost all of them say they were voting for Trump, and I mean, they probably maybe lied in front of their women or whatever, but most of them were voting for Trump. I think that they related to him in the way that he had a target on his back. He's been, they try to kill him, they try to throw him in jail, they trying to hold him down. Like they definitely relate to that, and a lot of them are entrepreneurs, and they also relate to him in that way as well.
yeah. Well, let's talk a little bit of how to deal with the emotionally immature. One of them is to communicate. The next thing is to be positive. When a person behaves in a way that seems mature and genuine, they praise them for it. Positive reinforcement is a strong tool for encouraging growth. Parents often do this to encourage certain behaviors in young children. Adults will respond positively to praise as well. What's your thoughts?
Oh, it is private. I mean, it is public, Gigi, because I remember when somebody was fake dox me. They doxed my voting record thing.
Or we just bypass Jose's question. Yeah, no, but it probably said your party, but not the exact person you voted for, right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
What was it again, Jose? I'm sorry, I got distracted a little bit.
No,
Not
it's
the whole
just
paragraph, but the summary.
okay.
Same.
No, but I'm just dealing how to deal with someone who are emotionally immature. One of them is to communicate. Let your feelings know. The other one is to be positive, which is um, when people do behave in a responsible way, acknowledge it.
Don't
Yeah,
reward bad behavior and
exactly.
set boundaries.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because some people want your attention, whether it's negative attention or positive. So it's best to starve them of that attention so they can move on.
Mm-hmm.
yes, yes. Of course, you're referring to the attention-seeking horse. Okay, the worst thing
Yeah.
that they can't deal with is when people ignore them.
Yeah. And you see that playing out on YouTube, like right now, really. In certain
Yeah,
instances. They're just
yeah,
like, why aren't you fighting for me?
yeah. Well, I gotta admit, I mean, at times, I mean, it seems kind of comical to see how certain individuals interact with certain other individuals that they have some issues with.
I don't know. I'm not really on YouTube like that anymore because I'm like doing new projects or whatever. So like, I don't know. I'm in a great space. How about y'all?
Well,
Same.
I'm gonna be going away. I'll be away next week, so I'll be in beautiful San Diego.
Yeah, I feel like I got rid of the baggage when I just let that channel go.
Yeah, it does. Unfortunately, like I said before, Gigi, there's certain individuals. Either you love them or you hate them. There's no in between.
Mm.
Well, I hate them. So
Well, yeah, I'm not going anywhere though. I'm not going anywhere. But yeah, you got to
Yeah.
prioritize your peace and well-being over anything else.
Well, I mean, I'm still here. I still visit y'all, but I'm just saying I'm just not interested in making that type of content anymore, you know?
Yeah.
I'm in other sectors too sometimes.
Mm.
I mean, basically, I just try to stay in my lane and do my content, do my shorts. A couple of them actually got over thousands of views. I have two that have over 5,000.
On your short videos.
Yeah,
I don't know. This is the time for people to build and just focus on themselves and try to level up in whatever ways they can. I mean, that's what I'm doing. That's what everybody should be doing. It's just years wasted on here with just everybody trying to tear each other down. You know what I mean?
yeah. Unfortunately, I think you put it best. Crabs in a bucket.
Mm-hmm. Grabs in the bucket for sure.
Yeah, or my latest term, the soup.
So yeah,
True.
it's just best not to engage with it or whatever. YouTube is a
No.
very, very big place. This space is not the end all be all. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And
Yeah.
really, George, or I would think that with like the content that you actually drop and just even your community tab, you're probably reaching beyond these racial topics anyways, aren't you?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely though, because I already have a few videos of just me and like Cooper and
Mm.
also like the other stallion. Well, no, well, I mean Cooper's not a stallion because he's clipped, but there's the other the actual stallion I had.
Yeah, so that might be a whole nother algorithm of like, animals and stuff like that, just different
Yeah,
audience as well.
absolutely though. And then it's like all those pictures that you see of like me and like my family and everything though. So it's just more so me being multifaceted on here though, because if you really look at it though, only
Your
like
mom is beautiful, by the way.
oh, thank you. You're gonna appreciate it. Yeah, thank you. And speaking about that, what was I about to do? Whoops, how do I flip this camera around? No, I'll show you. Yeah, I don't know if you can see her, but there she is. You can
Oh,
see
she looks lovely.
back in the day. Yeah, you
Yeah.
can see that. There
Go
we
ahead,
go.
mama. Represent, mama.
Yep, she is what you would call the typical high yellow woman from Mississippi. I guess
Creole.
that's what she would be called. Well, that's what she was considered back down south during her time. High yellow.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, she appreciates that. Thank you. She actually celebrated her 65th birthday. And speaking about, I guess, emotionally mature individuals on a related note when it comes to my mother, it's kind of funny that you actually have some people who kind of have that audacity to even say my mom's real name, like saying, George, or why did you do that? What would Vicky do? I'm like, well, first and foremost, my mom would completely blow these emotionally driven people off because she would be feeling very disrespected that drama prone people would be bringing her name into the mix, and she would actually straight up cuss you out for that, for trying to prioritize drama when she's semi-retired. And two, regardless of what mistakes I made, my mom is still loyal to her son.
Well,
It's not. It's so.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
that's the
speaking
bottom line, though. So
well,
hey,
well, speak about emotionally immature. I mean, I did one video, one live, which lasted about 15 minutes when I just basically expressed my point of view. And then one individual who will remain nameless actually went crap crazy and actually did a whole stream about me and all that sort of thing, only to have it privated.
oh yeah, that's and yeah, and also in like one of his, I guess that troll video, that I guess that troll channel of Zacharias, and like I actually saw my mom mention saying, "Shout out to Vicky such and such." I'm like, dude, get rid of that, because if she sees that you're doing that, she's gonna say she does not want your shout out. So keep people's family members kind of out of it though, because she's gonna
This
be
shit is
pretty
Yeah,
fucking.
pissed when
I
she
be
finds
seeing
that
your
out. By the way,
community.
This shit is.
I be seeing your community wall, and I be giving you likes and stuff, but I don't really be knowing what's going on or who you're talking about, like, because I don't know where you guys are seeing this stuff at. Like, I'm out the loop, I guess. You know.
yeah, in
This
private
shit
I'll show you
is.
though. But all I'm just gonna say is to emotionally driven folks, kind of like saying my mom's name, I feel bad for them because she's gonna be pretty pissed. She's not gonna be pissed at me for like sharing our family photos because she's, very family oriented and she loves her grandkids. She's going to be pissed that emotionally immature people are bringing her name into the mix though and prioritizing drama around her when in fact they're old enough to be her sons too, or their daughters. And
Yeah.
she does
And
not want your shout out either. So
it's
get
a
rid of
little
that
weird. You
video
say
and please
you
erase
naming
her name,
people that you
otherwise that'll
don't.
be reported.
You naming people you don't know. Like that shit is a little weird.
That is weird though. I'm like, she doesn't want anybody's shout out though. So
Well, look, when everything is said and done, we have to accept the fact there's certain people, individuals that never grew up emotionally.
yeah, but what's also just kind of like tied into stuff like that is that you got the very emotionally driven people who definitely are like on that ego and power trip too. I'm like, no man, you are not an authority figure here. I'm not going anywhere.
Well, actually, today we had this one person that came up on our floor. He used to be a union rep at another location. talking about why I don't understand why you have so many of these union reps over here when they don't do anything, blah 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 blah. And it's like I have to like basically try to school him a little bit. First of all, the reason I mean not everyone approach being a union rep in the same way, and it's the members that vote these people in and things of that nature, and that you know well, you shouldn't be advertising blah 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 by saying, well, constitutionally speaking, there's certain things that we have to do to make sure everyone is given an opportunity to run if they wish to run and things of that nature. And I try to be patient with him because I just basically, he doesn't know how things are done in our building.
Jose, is that rumor true that New York City almost made the state? New York City almost made the state turn red
I'm sorry, what was the question?
because there's a rumor going around saying New York City almost made New York turn red.
No, not quite. What happened was
But they're
Kamala
dragging
Harris
New York right now.
won,
Yeah,
but a large portion of the population voted for Trump.
But they're
especially
dragging
in the
New York
Bronx
right
too.
now. They're dragging New York right now. They're like that. They don't care anymore. If they need any help, leave them to themselves. They're dragging New York. They're like, they keep voting for this. They deserve it. I'm like, dude.
I swear the ad hominems that's being said. I mean, it's like, but talking about, well, if you voted for Trump, don't come near me, don't talk to me, don't whatever. I mean,
So is it
it was
like that in New York, Jose, right now?
there's a lot of okay. There's a lot of New Yorkers that are very disappointed that Trump
Mm.
won. I mean, I was disappointed too, but you know what? After the first day, the country's spoken. People made their choice, so we got it. We just got to live with it. That's all.
Yeah,
We,
I
we'll,
mean,
we'll we'll see
Banana
what we'll
Republic.
see what new charges they trump up next week on them.
And you know what? And to be perfectly fair, history was made. Donald Trump is going to be the second person to serve two non-consecutive 4-year terms.
Yeah, I was
Yep.
googling and looking at like the world leaders around and like what they had to say about it, and they were like saying that congratulating him on like the greatest comeback. And I don't know, he's probably feeling like he's on top of the world right now, regardless of the haters crying on TikTok. You know.
Well, look, I like I said, and all those charges levied against him, they're all going to disappear.
Not that lady in New York was the attorney general. She was talking about she still was going to go fight him.
Oh, they definitely are going to continue to. That's why I said, watch. Let's see what the new charges will be.
Yeah, but
You think they're just going to say, "Oh, that's okay, let it go, just let them do"? No, they're going to continue like they've been the whole time, fighting him every step of the way.
some people just don't know how to lose grace with grace. That's all.
Yeah, and I think Donald is also guilty of that as well.
Yeah. I mean, look, I remember 2 years ago, I actually had a debate with Denise Gonzalez regarding COVID-19, and he stated that the
I think that's
pandemic was.
Irby. You got to mute. You got feedback.
Yeah,
No, I'm on mute.
Well, somebody got it.
okay. You know what I'll do is when I'm not speaking, I'll mute myself. Let's see that. But about 2 years ago, I actually had a debate with Denise Gonzalez over COVID-19, and her point was that the pandemic was over. I disagree. We both presented our facts, and everything is said and done. I had to concede that Denise proved a point, and I did not. That's all. And we just we move on. Unfortunately, some people do not have the maturity to conceive defeat.
Well, yeah, because they didn't really get their way too, though. And then also on that related note, looks like Rando brought up a topic in regards to more so emotional damage though. I would also just say like, and then you said like time traveling and all that stuff. Well, I would say like Rando though is that it's just emotional trauma responses. So, and we do know that trauma stems from things from the past though. Truth of the matter is that they can take ownership of that though, because the world's not going to tiptoe around the problems, but people just absorb their own emotional traumas and incorporate it into their identities and become so resistant to change because it feels so great and it's hard to change.
Some people just can't
I mean,
change. Some of these people have legit medical reasons for the behavior. Like some people can't change. It's not
Yeah,
feasible.
like for somebody, let's just say who legitimately has like a clinical diagnosis of like antisocial or narcissistic personality disorder though, yeah, those people, yes, lack self-awareness, lack like a clear-cut sense of
Sociopath.
yeah, antisocial, yeah, or sociopath, same thing. Yeah,
I mean,
they
all
could
mental
do it
illness.
though, but they deep down don't want to because they just think it's also a core part of their identity too though. But yeah, there's just some things that are just in some people's certain conditions that just makes it so hard to get out, almost feels impossible.
Yeah, what y'all just described was mental illness. All of it is mental.
Mhm.
Yeah.
yeah, I
And
agree.
emotional.
Mixed in with a little self hate.
True. No, yeah, they tend to be very resistant to treatment, which is why there's not really a specific treatment plan for like people with those like those sociopathic or yeah narcissistic tendencies.
Yes. I mean, I said this before, and I'm going to keep saying it. Hurt people. And when you deal with people who are emotionally immature, these are people who have trauma that has never been resolved. I mean, I remember in one meeting, um, there was an issue where one union rep had an issue with another union rep over something that happened 7 years prior, and you're still carrying on with that, with that trauma. Really?
On a related note, have you seen the movie Gran Torino, right?
No.
Gosh, though, I won't really spoil it though. But what you said when it comes to things like emotional trauma and how a lot of that stuff can just stick with you like forever, though, and you may even exhibit some symptoms of what happened long ago. Then, hey, that movie, Gran Torino, would have been a good example, though. But I won't spoil it. But it
Yeah,
does
don't
star Clint
spoil the
Eastwood.
thing. It's Clint Eastwood.
Yep, that was Clint Eastwood in his own movie too.
Maybe I'll see if I can look it up this weekend.
But yeah, but essentially, much like you said, Jose, hurt people, and just I'm just gonna say with Clint Eastwood's character in it, let's just say he definitely has dealt with so much emotional trauma and emotional instability to where he incorporated all of that stuff, internalized it, and made it into his identity. See, that's the thing. Like when it comes to like yeah, emotional, like immaturity and instability, is the people they internalize it and becomes their identity. And yeah, Randall, it was a good movie too, but I'm not going to spoil it for the others. But when they watch it, Jose, you'll see what I mean.
Okay. Well, what I'm gonna do is I have a roommate, so for my trip to San Diego. So I'm just gonna have a little talk just to make sure that everything is okay because we're gonna be together for 5 days. So you just gotta learn how to get along with each other. That's all.
I hope you two aren't beefing.
No, but I mean, the only thing is, he's a fellow Trump supporter, so he might be. I don't know how. I guess still being like taking a victory lap here or there, and it's like I acknowledge that Trump won. It's just that I don't want to keep talking about the election.
Irby, you turned on your camera there for a second. What are you gonna do? Show us yourself? I'm kidding, man. I saw that. I saw a little bit of you, though. I mean, hey, I turned on my camera. You guys saw a little bit of me when I had to
Irby
show
has
you
had
guys.
so many camera slips, literally on all of our channels. Irby's had so many camera slips.
Are you able, Irby? Are you able to turn on your camera with your Obama phone?
No, I just turned it off. No, I just showed a little bit. Nothing.
Well, yeah, I've definitely have showed myself full on, though. I mean, just the other day, like Jose, it was me and you and Dawn, and you clearly saw me here at my desk. But that was because I was on my laptop. There you are.
Yeah, there I am. As you can see here, I got a haircut, and of course I've lost some weight. And I got at least a good 40 pounds to lose.
You're looking good, Jose.
Thank you, because unlike some people, I actually have a life.
Mm-hmm. Hey.
But I'm gonna stop to wrap this up. Can you guys hang around for a couple of minutes to be in the backstage? If not, I get it, because we all got things to do. We all have lives to do. So we're gonna stop to take closing remarks. So whichever wants to go first, by all means, go ahead.
Just set boundaries. Make it known. Don't feed and reward the bad behavior. And I think you shall be all ready and set to go. Leave people to their own devices and watch them self-destruct. But yeah, I can hang out with you in the back if you want. Tell me whatever
Okay,
it is
well,
you want to.
okay, well, thank you very much, Georgia, for stopping by. And of course, I will encourage the uncommon folk to check out your content and to subscribe to your channel. So what I'm going to
Appreciate it.
do is, thank you. So I'm going to put you in the backstage. Okay, thank you. Okay, next person.
I'm just gonna say bye. It was good to see everybody, and God bless America and your families. Bye.
Thank you very much, Gigi, for stopping by.
You're welcome, Jose. I'll wait in the back for a minute.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Irby.
yeah, this was a good stream. Despite who wins and who loses, everybody should come together. I'm rooting for the president, even I hope he change. Hope he does good. If not, 4 years will just come by fast. It'll just be new people again.
Thank you very much, Irby. I'm going to put you in the backstage. I'm going to give you my final thoughts. I mean, I wanted to do something regarding how to deal with people who are emotionally immature, particularly in the light of the fact people are going bananas regarding the results of the election. I mean, when everything is said and done, the country has spoken, and we just have to learn to take things into perspective. So with that being said, a huge shout out to those who are in the chat, and a huge shout out to those who will be on the panel. I will be live tomorrow night at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time, when I'm going to give you my humble opinion why Kamala Harris won. Okay, it's just my opinion. We can agree, disagree, whatever. But the fact of the matter is, let's put Donald Trump in prayer that He will do what needs to be done for the well-being of this country. And of course, I'm going to end this by saying this: we must do everything possible to avoid the presence of the mentally, intellectually challenged, because if we fail to do so, we would be infected by the stupidity and mass insanity. This has been another episode of Uncommon Sense with Jose Negron, saying good night, take care, and peace.